give organizations like VetArt the approval, the recognition that what we're doing here is working. I can't tell you, every time I go to the VA hospital, the scuttlebutt is this place sucks. Oh my God, it's a nightmare. I've been here 5 hours. Not once since 2012 have I ever heard anyone leave this place and say, oh, I just gotta go. In order to combat that stigma that's associated with the VA, it's time to say this is working. We are the qualitative data. Mm-hmm. We are. And I know there's very little, but it's working. And I know there's a couple of us, women, who met via the VA. Oh, here's a women's group coming, right? We need to get our stuff plastered on the VA. Hell, the nation needs to know that we need to duplicate what VetArt is doing, because we accomplish the venom to get rid of isolation, right? Like you said, community. We have community. I don't know this man. I don't know her. But you know what? I'm comfortable. You know, that stigma or whatever comes with going to the VA and be like, Marink, that guy. Say that. All that stuff is gone here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? It's like, oh, I gotta go wait and get my prescription. God, this place. None of that is here. They need to recognize what we got is really working and we need to take it national and soon. Soon. Thank you for coming clear across the country. Much appreciated.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely.
This is the contagion that we bring. Like he said, we all are on fire to help one another. And that's key. Community takes a village, takes a nation. We need to lower that 22 a day. I've had suicidal ideations. I'm not that statistic. Look at the hands go up. Okay? That's the number one issue. Number two, homelessness in our veterans. I was so ashamed to hold a sign.
And women now are the highest.
What? Yeah. All it takes is a little community. You know, hook us up with the VASH program. Well, hell, we'll give out vouchers for homes too. We'll integrate those people into our community, into our family, right? I think that's some of the most pressing needs, is that kind of recognition that this works.
I got one more thing to say. So I worked at the VA La Jolla. I was doing the bronze casting process, and I noticed how, like, well, first of all, Steve offered me the job. He came there one day, I was volunteering, and he's like, Reggie, you want a job? And then he was like, you got it. And he just took off. So I'm like, okay, you know, so it was like my show, but, you know, I liked how the veterans would come and want to get involved and put in the smiles on their face. And, you know, when I would show up, they would be excited. And then I would send them to our bronzing facility after they completed like 3 workshops with me, and then help them complete the process. I think like having a place to go outside of the VA and have a community to come to, and just not be like cut off once they finish their treatments at recreational therapy or something like that. I think this is like an ideal place and, that they can go after they do their treatments through the VA.
So many beautiful things about VetArt.
What do you think made you all feel safe to join this community that you could convey to others? Like, how do you get folks willing to be in the space?
Because we can relate to each other. Mm-hmm. We have a common experience, and that common experience is being a veteran. Yeah. What happened to you in the military and what happened to you when you got out, whether your transition was smooth to the civilian world or whether it was full of, I'm scared to be in the civilian world. I don't know what to do next. Because in the military, everything's taken care of for you. You have a place to sleep, your food is provided, you have everything is provided for you. But when you get out, all of a sudden you lose that safety net. So how do you transition? And this community is a great example of people that do just that. Transition into, and the perspective is you do it through your art as opposed through a job or education. You do it through the art. And nobody's ever called me an artist until Steve Dilley called me one, because I never thought of myself that way. You don't think of yourself that way, so you don't think you're ever going to be that. But then you have a community here where everybody has felt that, and they have become artists in their own right.
And I think the other thing is, like, y'all came in, how did you feel? You know? It's like, you guys you need to tell us. It's like, did you feel uncomfortable?
No, it felt beautiful.
Yeah, and see, and just that alone, plus everybody here felt safe enough to share with you. So it's just the vibe that works in here. It's like, you can take somebody that's resistant and they come in and they don't. I brought 2 friends here, and one is a transgender. He's learning, I think he's gonna be a boy now. But he met another artist here that was transgender, and he was a he's a brat. And they connected, they never met. And they went in the corner, and they're both in their 20s. And when we were in the car, he was saying, I think I'd like to take my dad here. And so it's when you come through the doors, it just changes, you know? And you're civilian, and you still, everybody opened up to y'all.
Welcoming, because that's how Steve and Jill made the place to be. They allow us to be ourselves. I mean, sometimes it's frustrating when you ask Steve a question. He's like, okay, well, what do you want to do? Well, figure it out. It is what it is. You just want answers because we're used to that, you know?
But he
like,
don't give them.
Exactly. Like Sheryl said, we're used to the military saying A, B, C, and then we're waiting for, you know, D, E, F, G. But, you know, Steve just let us be. And the same thing with Jill. Well, what do you think? Well, I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'll give you a suggestion, but it's your piece. They allow us to be who we are. And that translates when we communicate with other people. And then we feel comfortable. So when someone comes in the door, that's the energy we put out because we feel comfortable. But if I came here and I felt stuffy, and I'm going to meet somebody feeling stuffy. But if I'm feeling happy and energetic and welcoming because they welcomed me in, that's what I'm gonna do to the next person that comes in the door. It just happens organically and naturally. And that's what Steve and Jill has done for us.
Just real quick, I want to just interject here that anyone who's in here and speaking today is more than capable of being an outreach specialist, because we're a small microcosm of a small microcosm, and that representation matters. And that if we get a chance for whatever, all of our differences to go out and work, right? Some people here are bilingual, and there's a certain demographic that they can identify in, but if people can see themselves in those instructors, they're going to come back and be involved with us. Reggie's, with his working with the bronze casting of the VA, I mean, we had a whole different demographic showing up because they saw themselves in Reggie. And then I was like, whoa, what's happened here? So it was definitely, if we're looking at this through that possibility of the artistic process that we're discovering it as we go along, it opens us up to what it can be. And that is something that it's unfolding for us now, right? And that's an opportunity to also be present in that process.